Hi there, in this video, I'm going to show you some simple home remedies that you can use to lost voice. These remedies are all natural and easy to follow, so stick around and I'll show them to you right now. We all understand the importance of effective communication, and for many of us, it all begins with our voice. However, it's easy for things to get lost in translation, from noisy environments and poor cell service to that friend who's really only paying attention to his phone. However, losing your voice can make being heard and understood feel impossible. I mean, it's difficult to clarify. I said no cheese, not yes, please, when you're yelling at a 3-foot-away drive-through intercom. While losing your voice isn't usually a major medical concern, it can be a significant inconvenience for the person experiencing symptoms, especially if that person relies on his or her voice for work, says Dr. Ian Yu, an ENT specialist specializing in laryngology at Houston Methodist. Frequent voice loss or persistent hoarseness can also be a sign of a more serious medical condition. Why do we lose our ability to speak? You're probably already aware of the most common causes of voice loss. It's not surprising that your throat is calling it quits after days of post-nasal drip, sore throat, and feeling like you're hacking up a lung, which your doctor is more formally calling laryngitis. But what about the time you were shouting at a sporting event or belting out lyrics at a concert and you lost your voice? It makes you wonder, what happens when we lose our voice? Whether caused by illness or overuse, laryngitis occurs when your vocal cords become inflamed. Dr. Yu explains, this inflammation, or swelling, prevents your vocal cords from vibrating properly, resulting in hoarseness and, eventually, voice loss. These conditions are less common and affect the vocal cords differently than acute laryngitis, but they are less likely to resolve on their own and can only be diagnosed with a scope. Dr. Yu says, is it true that some people lose their voice more easily than others? Anyone can lose their voice, but some people are more prone to it than others, particularly those who use their voice frequently. Around 30% of the working population in the United States is considered a professional voice user, says Dr. Yu. Performance voice users, such as singers and actors, are obvious examples, but professional voice users also include people whose occupation requires them to talk most of the day, such as clergy, teachers, lawyers, and salespeople. Furthermore, vocal cord inflammation can be caused by factors other than illness or overuse. While less common, Dr. Yu adds that you can develop hoarseness as a result of. So, should people who lose their voice more frequently be concerned? Frequent voice loss typically indicates an underlying vocal cord abnormality, Dr. Yu warns. So the issue is figuring out why you're losing your voice so frequently. If you lose your voice frequently or if it does not return to normal after a few weeks, you should see a laryngologist, ENT voice specialist. He or she can look into whether it's a symptom of a larger, more serious medical problem. Tips for regaining your voice. If you do lose your voice, you may be wondering how to recover it quickly. The best thing you can do if you've lost your voice is to rest it, Dr. Yu advises, because your vocal cords make contact with each other every time you speak. Limiting your speaking reduces the possibility of further aggravating the vocal cords. It's second nature to listen to others when they speak, but we sometimes forget to listen to ourselves. Dr. Yu says, listening to yourself is the first step toward preventing voice loss. Rest and allow your vocal cords to heal if you feel like you're straining to speak. Do you have laryngitis, a hoarse voice, or other unwanted vocal symptoms? I'm constantly hearing about strange and wonderful voice remedies, and winter is the perfect time to pull them out of the pantry. So, before you go out and buy a jar of Manuka honey, here's the science behind natural remedies. Voice health. Knowing how to care for an instrument is an important part of learning it. Singers are no exception. Vocal health or voice hygiene refers to taking care of your voice. Many of us don't give this topic much thought until we have a problem. Disorders of the voice. Sore throats, laryngitis, hoarseness, huskiness, a tired voice, vocal fatigue, a sudden change in voice quality, or a reduced vocal range are all common voice problems. Causes: a cold, virus, chronic overuse or abuse of the voice, infections, and certain medical conditions such as gastric reflux are all common causes of vocal problems. We don't always know what's causing our problems. Evaluating the voice. Unlike other instrumentalists, we are unable to remove our voice and assess what is not working. We can't clean and polish the instrument before reintroducing it into our throats. An ear, nose, and throat specialist, ENT doctor, can only examine your voice with an endoscope. Natural cures. Many urban legends circulate among singers about natural voice remedies that are said to help the voice or help it recover faster. We must exercise caution to ensure that the advice we receive is based on solid evidence. The issue with not being able to see or touch the voice is that we may believe that various things are assisting when they are not. Nothing you eat or drink can come into contact with your vocal folds. Your body will not let you. It's simply a plumbing issue. Your vocal folds are located just above the trachea in the larynx, windpipe. The epiglottis keeps them safe. When you swallow, the epiglottis covers the larynx, windpipe, and prevents food or drink from entering your lungs and potentially killing you. Any remedy you eat or drink, however strange and wonderful, cannot affect the vocal folds, but must instead work on the body as a whole system. Unfortunately, unless you're dead, the bottle of water you just gulped, that throat lozenge, or that spoon of manuka honey aren't lubricating your vocal folds by direct touch. Your body, on the other hand, uses the fluids you consume to produce a thin mucus that eventually coats the vocal folds. This procedure takes several hours. Similarly, there has been no scientific study that links dairy to increased mucus production. You can read more about it in this blog post. That cup of coffee isn't drying out your vocal folds either, unless you drink it in excess.